Alex Cash. I'm an activist in Denver. And so we have a few things of points that we want to make, but we also have a meeting inside the Department of Education at 3:30. And so, I mean, one thing, we want to say thank you for all of you coming out and supporting education as it is. Because right now, obviously as students, you know, we're the biggest stakeholders. We're the ones that get taught through the system. We are the product of what they are creating. And right now, our product isn't that great. We are the exception. We are not the norm, which is disappointing into what we have. And so, again, we want to thank you all for supporting us. And we also want to say that it's kind of disappointing that, you know, there aren't as many students here, that there aren't as many students on the program and the speaking. And so I encourage any other youth here to please come up after us to speak or during the open mics, because I know there's several of you here, and we would love to hear from each and every person here, because we are the ones that should be talking about education. Because we're told one thing in our classrooms, which Kim is going to go into, because we have lovely threads from our district and all that. But we also want to, you know, appreciate the fact that, you know, there are students who are the exception, who are able to lead what we're doing. And so, again, we want to say thank you for all of us coming here. And that also, you know, the students are creating our movement. This is a union movement by the parents and from the teachers. And we're the movement of the students. And what we need to do is unite. We need to have one movement all together. And we will go through what we're doing. So, right before we walk in and have our meeting, we'll tell you of our actions, because we have 3 major things happening at the end in the next 2 months, and we want everyone to be part of it. We want to create this action. We want to be part of this on Saturday. We'll be in the church. We'd love to work and network with everyone here. And then also, for any youth that are here today, and also anyone within the college age range, we would love to invite you into this meeting with us and to meet with the person that we're meeting with.
I'm Kimberly Runyon from Denver. I helped start a Students for Social Justice Club at my high school, and one of our main catalysts was we started to get really involved in the education reform movement, obviously, and so we started to plan a TCAP walkout, which happened last month during the standardized test, which the TCAP is the Colorado state mandated test. And we encouraged students to walk out of the test and rally at the Capitol. We marched to the Department of Education in Denver, and we actually got a lot of blowback, from not only admin members, school board members, and teachers, but from the students as well. It was so ingrained in their heads that this was an okay system, that standardized testing is helping our schools, and it was just really tough to see we promoted it on Facebook, and there was so much how can you be doing this? How can you hurt our public education system? And so that was tough. Even Alex got on grounds for suspension. I got called into the principal's office. Why are you involved in this TCAP walkout? So it's really disconcerting that even the students are so they're factory workers being raised in this flawed system. And I mean, but it's also really encouraging to see all of you guys here, guys and girls here, and that's something that's really important, is that this isn't just a student movement. Obviously, this is it's so important to have these unified connections. I had an incredible teacher last year who really inspired me to get involved on this awesome level, and without his support, I wouldn't be involved in organizing in the way that I am, and he is risking his job constantly for the sake of his students, and that's an incredibly empowering thing. So thank you for that. And so yeah, just the unity that we are experiencing here, it's a really powerful thing. We just want to keep the ball rolling. We are planning a national walkout on May 10th that we are coordinating with high school organizers throughout the country to make a huge event, hopefully to keep this reform movement happening.
Hey, so my name is Alexia Garcia, and I'm a senior in Portland, Oregon, and I'm a member of both of our student unions in Portland. We actually have 2. So with that, what we've been organizing in Portland is an opt-out campaign. So we've been encouraging students to opt out of their standardized OAKS test in our state. And with that, what's been going down is in Oregon, the schools are required to test at minimum 95% of their students in order to get a score on the state report card other than in need of improvement. So basically we've been opting out, getting our schools to fail, and we've been trying to twist that message and say anyone who comes into our schools knows they're in need of improvement. We don't need a test score to tell us that. If anything, it's a system that's in need of improvement. So recently we did a solidarity walkout with Colorado. We had students rallying outside, we've had a press conference, and we've had students who have been opting out of their standardized tests. So it's been an amazing movement in Portland, and I think it's similar things we've been experiencing. Students being called in the principal's office for opting out, us being accused of being puppets of the teachers union, and just all of these things that it's just really frustrating as students. It's like honestly absurd that people think we can't think for ourselves and we can't come to these conclusions that standardized testing is not the answer or that we want to have a say in our education. So with that, I guess what we need from everyone here is that you stand by your students and you make sure that if we're getting accused of not knowing, if we're being accused of being puppets of someone, or if we are being censored by our principals, that you come to our side and you say, no, students have a right to have a voice in their education because the system is for us. Okay, and so with that, I'll hand it over to Alex to finish it off.
All right, fun times. So, like Kim said, we're going to have a national walkout on May 10th. We will be standing for our education and saying that we need a better education this coming year. We are no longer waiting. We want this system fixed now, not later. One big goal that we have with this is to take back the narrative of what education is and how we want it. We want the students leading the movement of our education system, and that we also want to show that we want to be part of it. We want to be part of the decision making. We want to be part of these conversations with our legislators, with the people at the Department of Education. We want to be part of these conversations with these people, letting them know how the students feel. And that's one thing that we'll be pushing in this meeting, is saying we want the students involved, and how are you going to get it? We're reading with he's the director of outreach, youth facilitation, or whatever it is, and we had to reach out to him. Like, he's not reaching out to you, we reach out to him. Yeah, it's insane. And then also, there's student unions across the nation that are voting their policies down. We do not agree with the Common Core. We do not agree with this new test. We do not agree with how they're leading our education system. With that, I don't know how much time we have left, but we want to open it up for other students to be speaking now, that those who are not wanting to maybe talk in the open mic or may not want to try to be pushed on the program. We want to open this time saying, please feel free, take the mic, speak what you want. These people are here in support of you and our education system and what you're going through. And we also advocate for people to walk in with us. There's probably going to be a little bit of grief, but we're excited to go through this meeting, and you are all welcome. Thank you so much.